This February, we bring you a month filled with some rom and some com, and we wrap it all up with hands way too big for one's body. It's Tom Hanks Rom-Com Month, everybody. Welcome to Half-Ass Movie Podcast. Welcome back, you dirty babies. It's time for another Half-Ass Movie Podcast, a show where we put together a half-ass theme as an excuse to watch movies. My name is Adam Portress, and joining me today, his nickname in high school was Slimy Cherries, Sweet Sean Zakovacs from the internet.
I'm really a nice guy. If I had friends, you could ask them.
And he's adjusting his seashell bra right now, Bruce Leslie.
Oh, man, I love a girl who can throw down some lobster.
Well, welcome back to HMP, everybody. This month, we are talking Tom Hanks romantic comedies in order, and we are starting it off with the everyman role that launched him into the stratosphere, and director Ron Howard in a big bad way as well. We're talking Splash from 1984. I'm excited because like all the movies that we have are like the early Tom Hanks rom-coms and stuff like that, and guess what, kids? They're all flipping amazing.
Rom-toms, if you will.
Oh, shoot. I totally forgot. Tom-com rom-coms?
No, rom-tom. I like that.
Listen, we'll figure it out by the end of the month. I'm more than positive.
We don't need to workshop it. Rom-toms is perfect.
I don't
It's
know
right there.
Either you guys, can you put that image up on the big, like, front and center? The movie poster image.
Mm-hmm.
You notice that his hands look unusually large there?
Just a little bit. And
I get it now. I never got it until I saw that movie poster, but yeah, now I get it with the hand.
Sometimes there's, things are a little bit different, and
Did you make that, Adam, or is that like an actual?
The weirdest part is like, I'm sure there's a majority of people on here right now that are just going, this is a bit, this is something that they cooked up. No. This is Bruce Leslie, everybody. This is what it's been like with him for the last decade. Okay. So I just want to let you know that we're used to this at this point. And
I thought that was the official movie poster or something. You just put the HMP thing on it.
I'll say this. We might have a recurring theme this month with some of the art. Who knows what might happen, we'll get into all of that. We got tons of stuff to go, and we're going to have a good time to do it. But before we jump into that, we do want to remind people that the show you're listening to right now, if you're listening to it in podcast form, is also a live stream over on YouTube every Sunday evening at 8 p.m. Eastern. Swing on by, say hello in the chat, be one of those excellent dirty babies in there. Hit that like and subscribe button because we've been doing well. The month of January, fantastic for HMP. We're definitely over last month's stuff, so we keep getting bigger and bigger, growing and growing. It's a very good time, and we want to thank all of you for your love and support over these many years. It's really appreciated. And if you really love us, why don't you drop one of these? Damn it.
Fortress Bucks.
There it is. Fortress Bucks, aka a super chat there over on YouTube, and we'll talk about you and praise you and give you all the love in the world. You guys know how all that good stuff works. So do that. Get on that hype train. And why don't you check out TikTok Trash Tuesday, also live on YouTube Tuesday evenings, 8 p.m. as well, where I go to movie TikTok. I pull out all those movie TikToks and I make fun of a whole bunch of people on the internet, as is my want. That's what I do. It's what I'm good at, and I can't help it. I just like making fun of other people. And actually, we do learn a lot of good stuff on there as well. So check out TikTok Trash Tuesday. All the links are in the show notes. Thank you guys so much. We really appreciate you. Oh, and stick around after the show if you are on the live stream for the Dinger Zone that you're able to get over at patreon.com/HMP. This week's Dinger Zone, we are talking the top 5 Catherine O'Hara movies because she has passed away. She had like a disease of some little, like a secret thing. I forget. I should have written it.
Undisclosed.
She had reversus in situ, like all of her organs were reversed, and I'm not making that up. She, like, her heart was on the right instead of the left, her liver was on the left instead of the right. Yeah, it's a thing.
But she has passed. But we're very sad as it is. But we are going to launch into her top 5 films that we love and just celebrate, man. Celebrate the life that we had and the great moments that we've had on film forever. Because boy, oh boy, did that lady bring a lot of charm and fun into life and into the movies that she was in. So I'm very excited to talk about all that. Because we even got Eugene Levy in this movie this week, man. We got a good Dinger Zone coming up for you. So stick around in the stream after that, or head on over to patreon.com patreon.com/HMP. Join up at any level. We really appreciate that. Love you, everybody. Well, let's get into it, gang. Here is the IMDb. Come on, machine, work for me here. Here's the IMDb plot line for Splash from 1984. As we know, IMDb always 100% correct in everything they say and or do. A young man is reunited with a mermaid he briefly encountered as a boy and falls in love with her without knowing her secret. This is written by Lowell Gantz and Babalu Mandrell, which, honest to God, is an actual name.
And a great writer. He's a great writer.
He is, because these two boys worked on such films as Parenthood, City Slickers, A League of Their Own, and Multiplicity, based on a story by, also with the screenplay by Bruce J. Friedman, who did Stir Crazy and Dr. Detroit. And he also came up with the story alongside Brian Grazer, whose idea this whole thing was, apparently. I think that's an interesting bit. Directed by Ron Howard. Get ripped. You know him from Solo, a Star Wars film, obviously. This is starring Tom Hanks, Daryl Hannah, John Candy, and Eugene Levy. I think this is a classic film as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, oh, definitely, man. Did you see this in the theater, Sean?
No.
I'll tell you how I saw it, if it's okay. Is this a bad time to tell this story, Adam?
Oh, rock on.
So I saw this in the movie theater on a class trip. Like 4th, 5th, and 6th graders went to see the Orlando Brown House in Frankfort, Kentucky. And on the way back, we stopped at a mall in Lexington, and we all got to see one movie together. And it was this. And times were different then. I don't know that you take school kids, like elementary age school kids, to see this movie today.
To see some naked butts.
It's a PG rated film, everybody. Do remember that, and that if you do have the young ones around, perhaps they might not want to see some butt and boob, as it were. But we'll get into all that. Hold on, real fast here. Give me a half second.
Fortress.
We're off to a good route here right off the bat. MVD says the MS33K guys used to have a website called Timmy Big Hands.
That's great. So I'm just gonna throw out the stick of sweaty dynamite. So here's the thing I noticed about Splash, like, because I hadn't seen this movie in a million years. Like, probably the last time I saw this was like the 80s was the last time I saw this movie. This is not something that I kept going back to. I want to say this about this movie. So in the 80s and 90s, there used to be a thing where they're going to tell you a story. They're going to show you a trailer for what the movie looks like. And what you go to see is what is on screen, right? Like there's no, we got you. It's not like that. There's no other thing they're trying to tell you with the movie either. Like, this is about a boy who falls in love with a mermaid. Like, there you go. Like, see,
but what's the deeper meaning, though?
And that's what I mean. Like, this is what this movie is. So, like, look, you can love this movie. It's okay to love a movie. I think this movie is just fine. It's just fine, right? This is what I'm going to come up with a new term. The term is, this is a beginner movie. This is a movie for folk who don't want to think about a whole lot. Like, oh, look, the fat guy just fell over, got hit with a racquetball. Like, that is what this movie is. And that's fine. Like, if this is not, this is a simple idea performed perfectly. Like, that's literally what this movie is. And there's no like hanging chads here. There's no, oh, you know what, they never really got around to figuring it. Like, there's none of that with this movie. There are things you can say, like, why is Tom Hanks in love with this lady like 30 seconds into meeting her as an adult? Like, you can have questions like that. But as far as the movie goes, it ain't trying to tell you something else. There's no scratching the surface and underneath there's a bigger, darker meaning. There's none of that. This is about a boy who falls in love with a mermaid. End of story. Like, that's what this movie is, and it's totally fine.
There's no piano music with going, you know what I've learned today? Bloom, 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 bloom. I learned
right
inside together. We're all in the school of man or some shit like that, you know.
Today, if you make this, then it's in the final couple of scenes when you find out she was a mermaid all along.
Well, yeah, or like it's like RoboCop. Like RoboCop, I love that movie so very much. RoboCop kind of ruined movies for a while because it's if you're a dummy, you like RoboCop because RoboCop is a badass movie.
RoboCop, what not love?
If you're a smarty and you watch that movie, there's like 3 other things happening in that movie while a guy is also a robot fighting crime. So like it kind of like ruins big movies for a while because you're like, how come this movie isn't as awesome as RoboCop? Right? But like, but like, and this is pre-RoboCop, this movie. So this movie is like, what else is there to know? There's a guy who just falls in love with a mermaid, and it's a pretty cute story. Like, I mean, that's the movie, man. There's no like, and I think at the end of the day, we all learned, even though we have our differences, we all get along at the end. Like, it's still, like there isn't even that.
Can't we all learn to get along with fish kind or some shit?
Like there isn't even that.
What was everybody will remember Babalu, but what was the other guy's name, the writer?
Oh, give me half a second here.
It's like
Lowell
Grays.
Lowell Gans.
Okay.
Bruce J. Feldman.
So this, I mean, they have to be Hans Christian Andersen familiar, right? I mean, this is a pretty modern telling of Hans's Little Mermaid. Not, it predates the Disney one. Yeah, but it's all right there.
Yeah, I mean, more or less. I mean, it's like I said, I think it's such a great and simple concept that I think that the reason that this thing got lit and everything was it is a great easy pitch.
Oh, it's a 4-quadrant movie.
Yeah, and it kind of will appeal to everybody. It's not an intelligent story by any means, but they did enough of the legwork to kind of try to make things make sense in the kind of movie world that we live in, because you're going to have questions, as we all do. And like I said, I was the same as Sean. Is like, it's been many, many years. I think the last time I even saw a glimpse of this film was on a break room at some job or something, where you saw it up on the screen on TBS or some shit. So it'd been forever since I've seen it. So like going back through and seeing it now, it's just like, it's interesting to watch how they put out all the chess pieces and stuff, because it's a great, like I said, nothing too difficult about it, but it is a great way of showing how to do storytelling. Here's your thing. Here's the setup. Here's this bit. Here's this next bit. And each thing leads you progressively to the next bit. And for the most part, you're not twiddling your thumbs a lot in this movie, because you're still moving to another thing. There's enough of a kind of revelation, if you will, of like, how are we going to, make this person who doesn't know English, who just kind of, for all intents and purposes, is like a brand new human here on Earth, just comes out, and how are we going to get, to the point where we're actually having communication between these two. And I thought like using television for that was kind of a 1982 thing, if there ever was one, or 84 rather.
Yeah. And, Johnny Five would do the same thing a couple of years later.
And again, another cool thing where he's like reading like through all the dictionary or all the, whatever books and stuff, and he's learning all the knowledge. It's like great shorthand of just kind of smashing all through this, of them just going, well, she's been here for like 6 hours. So if she's like super smart, and we don't know nothing about mermaids, sure, super smart, why not? So she can absorb all of those things. And then the fun part of her absorbing all of those things and just repeating, if you buy now, kind of all of your little sloganeering and stuff like that, showing how, and again, we're not laying it on thick here for everybody, but it is a little commentary on television on how, it's all just trying to sell you some crap, but we're not smashing you over the head with it and going like, this is an important film, it's like, we're a mermaid film, get out of here.
It's fun, but that's overall, is that this movie is just a fun movie. It's something
goes
where
a long way. If you cast this differently, it's forgotten.
Yes. And I do want to bring this up too, is that this movie, watching it this week, really kind of like brought into frame that Tom Hanks truly, honestly is an everyman, because this is probably Tom Hanks, like, like at his most lithe, youngest body that he has, and he's not like, I don't want to say conventionally attractive, but like, it feels almost like if you are uglier than Tom Hanks, you are an ugly person. Like, he's the median line of like, listen, Tom Hanks is literally just fine. Yeah. Like, he's not bringing home the sex appeal. He's not bringing home but there's also nothing about him that's squirrely or lecherous or anything like that. Like he's the middle of the road in every single way. And I don't mean that as a knock on him. Like, I think that from time to time, because I kind of realized it this week, is that like people throw around everyman for him, but it's almost like a dig. And I don't mean it as a dig. He really is, like, he embodies like this is what this is an American male. Like, he's not tough, but he's also not like a gigantic pussy. Like he's both things. Like, and it kind of, he really does just embody every man, especially in this part of his career where, not everybody knows Tom Hanks. Look, by the time that Splash comes out, everyone isn't familiar with Bosom Buddies. Like, after Splash comes out is when they start rerunning Bosom Buddies. And so, like, not everybody knows who this guy is. They're going to see a fun mermaid yarn with this guy who doesn't piss people off. Like, that's what this movie is. And they nail it with that. And they also kind of figure out, like, I watched Tom Hanks in an interview talk about Splash, and he had just come off of a sitcom and he hadn't worked in a while. And so he gets Splash, and he keeps trying to knock the lines out of the park, because that's what you do on a sitcom. You hit the comedy beats really hard. And Ron Howard pulls him aside. He's like, I know what you're doing. Like, you are not the one bringing home the thunder here. We've got other people for that. You need to make this real. That is your job on this. And once he understands the assignment, things go swimmingly. But it's kind of interesting to think that, like, oh, Tom Hanks needed guidance like at one point to act, which makes perfect sense. He's 27 probably in this movie.
Feels about right. I like it. Like, Tom Hanks to me is kind of that he's the inheritor of the everyman from I wrote it down and I can't even read my own stupid handwriting. Jimmy Stewart.
Yes, of course.
I feel
so he's got that Jimmy Stewart thing, and as I've said previously, I think the next generation of that is Jack Quaid, is having that kind of everyman. He's like, again, he's not an ugly man, not a super handsome man. It's just somebody that you look at and you go like, oh, that could be me, no matter who you are. I love it.
I love it when you brought that up, man, because it's such a perfect point. Is that Jack Quaid literally could be stepping on the precipice of, you are going to have Tom Hanks' career. That is so very, very good. If there's a movie industry still, there might not be.
But I mean, if you remade this movie and put him in it, a banger.
Same.
100%. It's just right. It does fantastic.
Same.
I watched Bosom Buddies in real time, so I knew who Tom Hanks was pretty well. Like, I watched it first run with my mom, and I'll go on record to say Peter Scolari was the hot one, but I mean when they're dressed as women. But 1984 was a real, you can call it a crossroads in Tom Hanks' career, because Bachelor Party comes out this same year, and that's where he's trying out which direction in comedy am I going to go, because the rom-com Splash and Bachelor Party very different, the PG versus the R movie. And I think everyone could tell that this was a better fit for him, including him, I would hope, because this is way the direction he went for a long time.
With Splash, watching it with modern eyes, there are some problems in there. But I haven't even attempted to watch Bachelor Party. I can only imagine what's happening in that movie now.
All you need to do is watch the donkey scene.
Well, I know the donkey scene. I've seen the movie
too. Yeah,
I've seen the movie. But like, what I'm saying is now with modern eyes, there's going to be a lot of things where you're like, oh no, when things are happening in that movie.
That would normally be a crime that we would report.
Right, exactly.
Also, I kind of got a nice feeling of the before times. Like, I think about the historical significance when they're walking in New York, they're on Madison Avenue, and she says she wants her name to be Madison, and he says that's not a name. But as
Right.
we got older, you couldn't throw a stick without hitting a Madison.
Oh my God. I sat there just like, wow, this is the movie that started that one, because it makes sense.
This movie is responsible for it.
Yeah.
This movie is responsible for that.
Every Madison I've met's exactly 10 years younger than me, or 11.
I was like, wow, that's pretty interesting. That gets the twilight of its day for what Bella.
Yeah, you'll not find a 50-plus-year-old Madison.
That's crazy. That's cool though.
So we are very pro John Candy on this show, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Fellas, what do you think of John Candy's character in this movie?
I think the character is entertaining, personally, although I don't think he's a good person. I think he's entertaining for what comedy was in 1984, and I think he brings the candy to it, so I enjoy it. I even as a kid, the one thing I took home from this was always carry a pocket full of change if you're around sundresses.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think it is that kind of yeah, I agree, Bruce. I think he's meant to kind of be a bit of a dirt bag, but that's,
but a lovable dirt bag.
I don't think anyone can pull this off like John Candy does.
Oh no, it turns lecherous if it's somebody else.
I think that there is a magic to that man that even when he's playing a very, very despicable character like Tom Hanks' brother in this movie, there are so many moments where you're just like, well, if that's played by like Curtis Armstrong, this is a totally different movie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Friends, but yeah.
And so I started thinking, and I couldn't come up with one, and I'm sorry for putting you guys on the spot with this. Is this the last major studio movie where there is a hilarious good-natured sex pest?
Ooh.
A fat sex pest.
Well, I was gonna say, gotta be others. We have now take away the fat part. Stifler was a lovable sex pest.
I wouldn't call him lovable.
Yeah.
Well, to some people like that.
What I would say is the Jason Biggs character is the lovable sex pest. But he's the main character in American Pie.
Oh, right.
Yeah, he's the one who secretly videotapes it. I mean,
yeah.
Was Revenge of the Nerds right around this time too?
It is. It's right around it. Yeah. I don't know what came first, but yeah.
Yeah, I think you might have nailed it on this one, Sean, other than like stuff that's more Porky's-esque, that's not really oriented at general audiences. Like you said, big studio film.
Right. Like just big old, like lots of money behind it. And we're going to have this guy just looking up ladies' skirts.
Yeah, it's really impressive when you're doing it in your 30s.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm like, okay, all right. I understand that the character hasn't changed much, but at all, I do like how his thing is like, hey man, if you find something that works, just stay with it. And I'm like, this has been working for you. Okay.
And I know that real estate was a whole lot cheaper in 1984, but I'm still not sure that an almost failing produce distributor gets a flat in downtown Manhattan.
Wow.
With the doorman and everything. That's a nice 80s touch too. Like,
hey, it's New York. Everybody's got those.
Yeah, I was from a small town. I just thought that's what the regular world was like. And it wasn't like my world, which wasn't, but not in the way I thought.
I mean, there's a lot of hand waving whenever it comes to real estate and movies and television for the most part. I mean, think of like Darkman, he's got that gigantic warehouse where there's a lab and there's electricity and like everything's fine. He's getting it for free. It's a beat up warehouse.
Working toilets and everything,
Man, I wish it was that easy to just go inside a beat up warehouse and not get arrested, because I need filming locations. I'd love that.
California, you can have some squatters' rights.
But when I was a kid in the 80s, the little town I lived in had something that they called the ice house, because there was a time when they stored ice there before people had refrigerators. Where I lived, that was like the 70s. But it was like abandoned, and the kids would go in and play around pigeon poop, and we all got histoplasmosis and stuff. But it was just like you go in there and do what you want. I can't find buildings like that nowadays.
We got a little histoplasmosis, but that's what you do when you're a kid,
Yeah, I called it the pigeon house because it was full of pigeons.
So what? There's a lot of good performances in this movie, right? Like you got like Daryl Hannah is just she like oh wow, like she's really great in this. Like honestly, she is. And Tom Hanks is terrific in this movie, and John Candy is being very John Candy in this movie. However, this film is completely won, and there is no arguing. Eugene Levy is by far the best actor and character combo in this movie, and it's not even close. He is amazing in this movie. I think there's an untapped Splash spinoff movie that they could have had. It's like I wrote it down. The Continuing Adventures of Walter Kornbluth. Call it the Kornbluth Chronicles, where he just keeps throwing water on hot girls, like trying to see if they're mermaids.
You know, Eugene's still working. I'm sure he'd listen to your pitch.
And you know, it's weird, man, because I've seen a lot, you know, especially over the last couple of days with Kathleen O'Hara, and then, you know, like watching Splash and stuff. So I've seen a lot of photos of Eugene Levy through the years. And I had always believed that Eugene Levy just got super handsome in like the last like 20 years. That's not the case at all. Like Eugene Levy is the rarest case where he would totally ugly it up for the camera.
Oh yeah.
Because when you see photos of him offset or like just hanging out at his house with Kathleen O'Hara, or even red carpet for Splash and stuff, he is a handsome dude. Like he's actually honest to God handsome. And it might be the only time I've ever seen it where like this guy is known, very well known, for being a weird, ugly man. And then off camera, he's just like an incredibly handsome, dashing figure. It's awesome.
He's like a real life Ned Flanders.
Takes that shirt off and is rippling underneath.
But I'm curious. You said you've seen a lot of photos through the years, and I haven't maybe looked at those that are off-screen photos. Does he gimmick his eyebrows, or does he really have those caterpillars?
No, they're big. He's just got big eyebrows. The only difference is when he's on camera, like there is like that space where like they kind of meet.
Yeah, the unibrow.
But but off camera, he doesn't have that. Like it's a unibrow, but it's like there's less hair there, so it's not just he doesn't look like Bert, you know. But off camera, that's not there at all. He's just got big fat boys over his eyes.
The reason I asked about that is, you know, watching Schitt's Creek, all of his hair is gray, but the brows are still jet black.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't know if he mascaras them to like give him a little extra body. Maybe, you know, you can brush. He's
got enough money where he's probably got a guy or a gal.
He got a guy. He got a guy. He's
he's dyeing his eyebrows, and he says, "Be careful, don't get any on my hair."
Can't let anybody know when he's still doing it himself, just mascaraing the eyebrows. Like, hire somebody, dude. It's bleeding when we go into Phoenix here in the summer. You're just going all over the joint.
Of course, he's also.
I don't want to make it sound like I didn't enjoy watching Splash, because I did have a good time watching it. Because even if it's just for nostalgia purposes, like that part's fun. But it was like every time Eugene Levy showed up, it was like getting shot with like a cannon. Like, oh my God, he's back. Awesome. And he just makes every single moment better that he's in this movie. I love him to death in Splash.
It's funny because it's like there's almost a separate, he's in a separate movie that's going on. There's a whole nother movie where he is the main character of this. He's just a side character in this story.
At times it felt to me like he's making a spoof of this movie while everybody else is making this movie almost. And I don't mean that in a negative way, but it's like he's a little more self-aware of what movie is being made. I mean, it's got a talking mermaid in it. You don't play this like Hamlet. But here's my favorite thing about when I watched this movie yesterday. I hadn't seen it in 40 years. I remembered the first act almost beat for beat and not much after that. And the biggest treat was I did not remember Eugene Levy, because back then I probably didn't know who Eugene Levy was. So I didn't make that connection at that age. Another question though about the cast I want to ask you guys.
Real fast on Levy, just before we leave that. My favorite part from him is like, because as wacky as he's playing this whole thing, and it's really great that he's playing it wacky, it super works. But the moment of realization when he takes off his glasses and that real ass moment that he has there looking at her going, what have I done? That is a real ass moment that Eugene Levy is going, I'm going to take away this comedy for a second, and you're going to see the real humanity of this character real fast. Like it went back to funny and comedy because that's what everything called for. But he had a very genuine moment right there, and I thought that was great. Really a great touch from him and Ron Howard just coming together to put that. What a great, interesting touch. Real fast here, though.
Fortress Bucks.
Speaking of which, I thought it would. This comes from MBD again. He said, "I thought that it would be fun to have a series of Levy's character, and he keeps running into the mythical creatures and protecting them the way."
Oh, I like that.
I love that idea.
Here's the Hydra, here's the Kraken. Maybe we start with the sea stuff, and then we go into everything from your Pegasus to Griffins and all that.
Bigfoot.
You add him to Harry and the Hendersons, you got a hit on your hands.
Oh my God, yes, him is like kind of the nemesis for Harry and the Hendersons. Bring that on.
Listen, man, Harry and the Hendersons desperately needed Eugene Levy in that movie. Desperately, he should have been in Beethoven. He should have been there's so many different things where if Eugene Levy is in it, it's going to be 1,000 times better.
You say Beethoven, I say Cujo.
Sure. Hey, you having problems? As the dog is trying to get into the car.
You left your dog outside. I think he wants in. Here, let me get the door.
Man, he's so great.
Okay.
He's another one of those characters, man. He's another one of those actors that thankfully I learned to appreciate him before he died. Unfortunately, that happens again and again and again, where you're like, man, Eugene Levy is a bloody treasure. And I watching him in this, I legitimately was like, God, why isn't he in everything? Like watching him in this, man, he's just so good.
I will say, though, over the last 10 years, that he has almost been in everything. So, listen, get your money while you can, but my God, he's been in everything.
There's one scene in the season 1 of Schitt's Creek where he turns on the dramatic thing just out of the blue, and he's talking about his real-life son, Dan Levy, who also plays his son on the show, and it just felt so sincere. Like, I know Eugene Levy has had this conversation with someone before, because it was like suddenly the acting was gone, and it just felt, and I mean that in a good way. Like, I wasn't watching an actor. It could have been just watching a guy talk about his son and how he loves him no matter what, and it was really touching to a guy like me. I love that kind of stuff. But Daryl Hannah, was Daryl Hannah known before this? I can't remember pre-1984 Daryl Hannah, but that doesn't mean she didn't exist.
I was
I didn't know her from anything. This is the first thing I saw her in, but I was like 8, so I don't really know.
And she was ahead of the curve on hair crimping.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Thanks, NPD. My God, we totally forgot Blade Runner. That was the big.
Blade Runner is before. 82. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, it's Pris. Is that her character's name? Something like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's right. I totally forgot about that.
I'm telling you,
for some reason, I always thought Blade Runner was made later than 1982, but no, 1982.
Yeah. I mean, I would say it's ahead of its time. Is probably why you feel that way. It's so well made. The kind of story it tells. It's definitely not a Splash type of story.
Can I? So here is my second crackpot theory on this movie. My first one being, as we said earlier, this is a beginner's movie. The other thing is this: Daryl Hannah falls ass backwards into Blade Runner, right?
Mm-hmm.
Pretty iconic performance in Blade Runner. She's in a couple of things that nobody had seen, and then she's in Splash as the mermaid. After that, she's in a million other movies. Is Daryl Hannah a good actor?
I believed her when she was in her fish form. Like, I mean, she's a good... I'm saying her line delivery didn't impress me, but I felt like she was believable when she's underwater and stuff like that. I think that goes a long way, but I was able to, you really shouldn't have to make the movie better with your own explanation, but I was able to say, well, her line delivery's bad because she's only known English for 2 days.
I think you can get around that just by being, like charming. And there, I don't mean to cast aspersions against this woman. She's had a very, very long career. I mean, she's in everything. Like, she's in Grumpy Old Men, for God's sake. Like, she's in everything. But like, I don't know if she's a very good actress. I think because she is, man, I hate to, I don't mean to cast
Beautiful
so many aspersions. I'm just gonna say it. Because she's 80s hot, she got a roller coaster to the moon, baby. Like, if she is not a good-looking girl, there is no way in hell they're casting her for her acting prowess in anything. And now that she's Daryl Hannah, like 30 years later, then you have people like, she's in Kill Bill, for God's sake. Like, and it's because she's Daryl Hannah at that point. And it's like, oh shit, that's Daryl Hannah. That's cool. Like, but I don't know if she's great in that even. Like,
she's okay in it, but like, she's also kind of playing, like, he's got her playing a hammy kind of character and stuff too. Yeah. So, but like, I think again, that's also like leaning towards the strengths of the actors that you're working with, I think.
Right.
He's going she could do that.
So my question remains, is Daryl Hannah actually a good actor?
I would say she is, like, this sounds negative, but there's a lot of people that don't meet this, but I would say minimally competent. She doesn't drag anything down, but she's not going to blow you away. So I'd say minimally competent.
I got a good one. She's not a good actor. She's a good actor. She's not a fine actor.
Oh, there you go.
I think okay. Yeah.
She can act. She's good enough, but she's not a fine actor.
Because, different people see fine different ways. Like, how was her performance? It was fine. Or how was her performance? It was fine. So when you say she's a good actor, not a fine actor, I was going to disagree and say, I think she's just fine.
Fine.
Nobody says she's just good, but they'll say, she's just fine. But fine, I get it from what you're saying.
Yeah. The mermaid stuff. Let's talk about some of the mermaid stuff, because I got to be honest, again, one of those things where it's been a long time since I watched it. I didn't realize how much stuff we had underwater and how good it looked.
Yeah.
Very good looking stuff for mermaid things that, like, back in the day when we ain't got CGI, they were like, throw some motherfuckers in a tank and that's it.
What I was most impressed with was when, like, the skin and the scales were flaking off, because you've probably seen people who don't take care of their fish tanks and that happens. That was pretty impressive to me. That's not what you expect in 1984 in a rom-com.
No, definitely not.
Water kind of getting all cloudy and stuff, and being able to have that light come through. I'm like, Ron Howard put up a pretty looking film here.
Yeah.
Have we had since Splash, have we had any noteworthy live action mermaid movies?
I don't think so.
It seems like a genre that's strangely ignored, maybe just because the animated became such a classic. Nobody wanted to follow in those footsteps, but even Disney hasn't done the live action remake treatment for that. So this,
they have.
Oh, they did.
Oh, I'm glad I didn't watch
You don't remember Black Ariel controversy?
No, man. Was it during COVID or something?
It was a little bit before that, but
okay. Yeah. I was not on my radar.
That's the only one I'm looking at. A whole, like, so you had mermaids with, what's her nut?
But they're not actually mermaids.
Yeah, exactly. That's like that's the closest I'm looking to anything, because everything else is either that or Disney or Aquaman or some crap like that. So I'm gonna say no.
I stopped watching the Pirates of the Caribbean movies after like the second or third one. There's got to be mermaids in that, right?
I don't think so. They got a squid head guy, but I don't remember mermaids.
I stopped watching halfway through the first film. People hate me on that. I was just like, I don't want to watch this. This isn't what I wanted. I don't know. It didn't hit me. I should probably go back and try again. But
I think I actually bought a ticket to the fourth one and realized I shouldn't have. Like, what part of my life made me think I would enjoy this? But I did it anyway.
The Jokers are long too, ain't they?
Yeah.
Guys, we're forgetting about 1988. There is a very big mermaid movie that comes out. It's 1988. A little TV movie called Splash, TOO.
Oh boy, they Teen Wolf 2 this motherfucker? I didn't know
They
that.
sure did.
All
Wow.
right, guess what we're watching next week, folks?
No.
Yeah, when are we doing Todd Waring month?
Oh man.
Because
boy,
that's
that'll
who
be a short
plays
month.
the lead in that. Todd Waring. There is not. There is. As far as I can see, there's only one person from the original in this one, and it's Dodie Goodman, who played Mrs. Stimler. You know,
No.
you
Is that
know,
the one who got
Mrs.
struck by
Stimler.
lightning?
Classic Mrs. Stimler character. All the kids kept talking about her, and they were just like, they go to school the next day and talk about the Kimmler character.
The only
know your
character
heart-
to return from the first movie, and she's sixth build.
Oh,
You know the production's in trouble when you can't even get Shecky Green back.
MVD said a good one. Serviceable.
Oh, I like
For this
that.
movie. Serviceable is a good.
Oh, that's
adjective.
good. Yeah, that's a good descriptor.
Speaking of like that, I think goes a little bit beyond just serviceable. What a great shot early back in the day, you know, when you think about it, is that big kind of tracking shot that goes from her hand all the way around the tub, and the transformation, you know, goes up to her leg there and everything. The scales come up. We continue on that one track motion there all the way to the front. Then the fins pop out there. And
makeup and stuff. I mean, yeah,
So
that is
good.
impressive.
And
Yeah.
again, that's like one of those like that Ron Howard again would do like a lot of like early technology stuff that people weren't quite thinking about, and like things like that. And then of course that would like lead into Willow and the first transformation. So Ron Howard was you know, on the cusp of a lot of computer generated stuff before most people even knew what the hell that was.
Were there any lines in this movie that absolutely perplexed you? Because there was one that I didn't remember from my childhood, but I was really confused by it this time around.
Nothing comes to mind.
When he said they did it on top of the refrigerator. I don't know how you do that. Now, a freezer I could get, because, you know, you had those cabinet freezers.
Yeah, if you got the long one there.
But there's not a whole lot of square inches on top
Mercy,
of
I think what that's called is a comedy juxtaposition. As in, here's an odd place for one to do the whoopee on top of a refrigerator. How would one do that? And I think that is what it is meant to do, is to raise one's eyebrow and goes, how does?
Because
One
80s refrigerators weren't the double door ones like you got nowadays. They were the old over the top is the freezer with the little box the size of a microwave, and then you got your rectangle below it.
The way the good Lord intended.
Yeah, and they're all avocado green.
Freezer at the bottom. What's wrong with you? Ugh. Get the top. The music in this is okay. It's nothing quite memorable. It's good enough for what it is. But I wanted to just kind of touch on that at the end of the movie. I was just like, I didn't feel like a whole bunch of overarching themes stuff. Wasn't bad, but didn't really stick out as something, you know, super noticeable, I suppose.
I have no recollection of it, which means it was probably very same. You know what I mean? Like it's one of those things that could be in 100 other movies, so you don't note it.
Yeah, it's perfectly played. I mean, that's literally everything about this movie, man. It's just people who are really good at their jobs making a simple movie, and they nail it. And it has great lines like, "I suppose you're just some harmless beachcomber who happens to wear a tuxedo." Stuff like that.
Oh man, I did remember very clearly. Like I had no frame of reference for what length of cab ride it would be going from New York City to Martha's Vineyard as a child. So when he threw out all that cash, I'm thinking, oh, he's going to California or something. But now it's not as amazing to me, even though it's still pretty amazing.
It's a long enough trip to where I'd be like, at the same time too, the cab driver, you got to go back.
That's what I was going to
thinks about that.
ask. Does he just hang out at Martha's Vineyard hoping somebody's going to get a fare back to
I don't think so. I don't think so. That'd
Nobody
be a
from
fool.
Martha's Vineyard going back on
Yeah,
tax.
exactly. They might go out for a quick evening or something, but they're headed right back in, boy. Like, no, not Joe. What are you talking about?
And I like the cab drove him however many 100 miles, but wouldn't go to the other side of the beach to drop him off. It's like, okay, that's it. I'm done. You're getting out of here.
I had a couple. I'm trying to think of. I do love. We got our quick Clint Howard cameo as per usual in our films. Love that. Just a quick little like, how do you do, and right off. It's unfortunate because Ron Howard's got a great book that him and Clint wrote called Brothers, talking about their early life and everything. But they never even get to this point in their career with that book. It's so early on that Ron hasn't even become a director by the end of the book. You know,
so
he's
like
still
Gentle
he's still
Ben
acting.
versus the Andy Griffith Show.
Exactly. It's like they get up to that point and it's talking about their relationship with their dad and the whole history and stuff like that. Highly would recommend that book if you're interested in the Howard family at all.
Ron Howard's dad is in this too.
Oh yeah, Rance Howard was in pretty much all. He was another staple of all of his films. He's just like, hey man, I'm gonna throw my family in there. And Dad was always like an actor and stuff, and really wanted to have that. Like, so this was such a like being an actor and having your son kind of be the guy who could put you in stuff was such a dream come true to Dad, because like he always wanted to have that thing, but he was never really quite that guy. But like he had enough of it, and so yeah, if your son's in there, you can juice up your dad and give him a little cameo in all your films.
Sutton wants to go to film school, so I'm hoping I get a little Ron Howard treatment there.
Yeah,
Rance
exactly.
Howard treatment.
Get you a little, right in those cameos. That'll work for you. Yeah.
I didn't even like you when I first met you. Nobody likes me when they first meet me. Come on, man.
Great.
Eugene Levy all day.
Gosh, it's so good.
Running with those 2 buckets of water through a crowded sidewalk. Nobody else can do that.
I love how he also like he soaks 2 of the exact same people, the exact same couple. I was just like, how this man has not just choked this guy to death. I don't know. That like 2 times in a row, you're going down, buddy. This is no longer an accident. This is you having a vendetta against me and my wife.
And you know, as a kid from an Appalachian trailer park, I just assume you run into the same people over and over again. I didn't really have a frame of reference for Manhattan.
They're all on the same corner. Why not?
Yeah.
I do. What happened to you? What happened to you? You're the brightest student in my class. Emotionally, you were 12 years old. I was 12 years old.
I like that.
I mean, come on, man.
A lot of great writing there. It's so much fun, and like again, a completely other movie going on that I wish we could see. Ron Howard could do like a shadow directive of the missing scenes that we got from his giant blockbuster, where surely he was the hero of it all at the end.
And I love John Candy speaking Swedish out of the blue. That one caught me off guard this watching, so I'm sure it caught me off guard the first one. But imagine a fourth grader seeing that line pop up on screen. I chuckled out loud.
But the way that he learned the Swedish was I've watched so much Swedish pornography that I've learned this, and you're like, I'm sorry, what?
Man,
so great.
Not to tell tales out of school, but I was at someone's house once and found a VHS tape that was labeled Swedish erotica. And I thought it was just a movie. I didn't realize it was a whole genre at the time.
That's a massage video is what that is. That's how they always kind of like, okay, sure, pal. Let's see. I don't know that we have, like I said, it's like Sean said, this is a very kind of cut and dry movie. It's by the numbers, but again, it is like, it's a by the numbers that you wouldn't mind. This is a movie that you could have on in the background and kind of tune in whenever a Eugene Levy scene comes on, and you can put the rest of it in your head there. But you do want to watch a couple of scenes like in the kind of what I'm just going to call Circuit City, because that's what it looks like to me, where she's watching all of her TV in there and everything. I love the shot that we go to, and I'm looking at those TVs going, them TVs don't look right. And then like 5 seconds later, we blow the TVs up, and I'm just like, oh, there's a reason why those TVs did not look normal. They had to be set up to be blown up by her supersonic scream there and everything, or whatever the hell.
And for the people under 45, those old tube TVs were hard as heck to break. You could hit them like full on in the screen with a hammer sometimes.
Yeah. That's half the fun.
Cathode ray tubes were no joke back then.
I mean, all these little flat screens and stuff. You're like, what is this? What's wrong with it? Oh, there's a gag.
This is my last corn bluth. This is my last corn bluth quote. Want to know what I'm looking for, boys? I'll tell you. None of your goddamn business. That's what I'm looking for. Now get out of my way. And then the kid turns to his buddy. He goes, let's pee down his air hose.
I love that part.
So good.
These were very McPoyle twins coded.
Yes.
The guy's got his deck chair on the hose, which love it.
Great sound with that and everything, and it not quite getting off the hose just yet. Like perfect little time. Like I feel like that wasn't on purpose, but him not quite getting off of it, then finally.
I'm sorry to be so crass, but I didn't remember that detail. And when I started hearing that noise after what they said about peeing down the tube, I kind of thought that he was squeaking some out down the tube, and that's what gagged him and made him have to come up.
I can't breathe. Good old Eugene Levy, I tell you what. I think the most fantastical part of all of this movie is not the fact that we've got a mermaid. It's the fact that we fooled a guard thinking that they were carrying John Candy out in that blanket.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm sorry. What now? You mean the 400-pound guy that we just bring? No, that's not. Okay, whatever.
Oh,
but we'll let it slide. We'll let it slide because it led to hilarity.
And I like how casually John Candy's just waiting in there for him. Hey, boys, how you doing?
Again, great John Candy stuff where he's just sitting back and smoking and chilling and just like, hey, like it's absolute. It just screams John Candy. It's like, again, who else is going to make that performance and make you kind of like that guy, even though he's kind of a scum dude?
It ain't the same movie with Dom DeLuise.
No, Dom DeLuise is way more lecherous.
Yeah, way more. You guys want to hear? You guys want to hear an unhinged IMDb user review for Splash 2?
Yes.
This comes from David, and he wrote this March 2001. Splash 2 cool! Exclamation point. This Disney sequel to the 1984 hit Splash is a lot better than a lot of people think. And while Tom Hanks and Daryl Hannah chose not to reprise their roles as mermaid and man couple, Alan and Madison, this does not take anything away from the film itself. Get out of here.
Anything
goes on forever. And then at the end, I always loved this movie as a kid. And while it was only a TV movie, that was not supposed to be as good as the original. I thought it was so much better.
Oh, wow.
Better.
That's what you call
Amy's
a hot take.
fantastic. The dolphin is cool, and it just rocks. Okay, come on, man. It's amazing.
Man, he wrote that 25 years ago, and by God, I think we need to watch that movie.
Poor David.
He's half sold me on it. I'm kind of like, I would never want to watch that. Now, after I'm just like, a little intrigued, maybe a little.
The craziest part is that review was written in 2024.
2001, sir. 2001.
That's even crazy. Wow.
Back when we was really doing some reviews on IMDb. Like that's one of the first reviews on that website, for Christ's sakes. When you
the
think
guy had been waiting with his hands, and he said, "Oh, finally!"
Guy use AOL to get online.
I've been holding this in since 1987.
We're just using keywords. We don't need actual things. All right, let's get down to it. Bruce, what is your rating and recommendation for Splash from 1984?
This is tough because it had a lot of nostalgic value. Made me think about Orlando Brown and why is his house worthy of a field trip. I looked up the guy on Wikipedia, and he was not all that impressive. So if you've never been to the Orlando Brown house, I don't know how you're going to take this movie. Like, I could not imagine somebody who is 30 years old today saying that they love this movie. So I think it's a 3-star movie, but nostalgia gets me up to 3.5. But it's a fun movie, not a great movie, as Sean pretty much has pointed out.
I only go to the Orlando Jones house. Sean?
3 stars for me as well. This movie is fine. It's the most simple movie in the world. All the things that you want to see from the trailer, that's in the movie. Yeah, it's one of those movies where, like, oh man, I can't wait to see Daryl Hannah eat that shell of the lobster in the restaurant. That's gonna be great. That's in there, guys. That's in there, and you can pretend that you just saw it for the first time and laugh just as hard. It's a 3-star movie. It is not bad at all. It is a very competently made movie, and it'll surprise you with a couple of things. But the secret sauce of this movie is Eugene Levy. Eugene Levy is the best part of this movie, without a doubt.
Yeah, I'd agree with all these statements. This was really good. It's been a long time since I'd seen it, and like I was less spotty than Bruce because I was like, okay, I remember this little bit, but there were scenes I'm just like, oh, I don't remember this at all. So it was kind of fun going back at it. Shock of all shocks, I was very pleased with how Disney Plus had a 4K of this and everything. It looked good. It sounded good. So I was like, on a in a world where things have been not good, looking good for us so far for the last couple of weeks here, it's been nice to see something fresh looking. So that was good. But yeah, nice 4 stars for me. This is, I mean, it's a good fun film. It's one that I remember and can easily kind of go back to. But you're not. It's 4 stars for what it is, I suppose. As is all these things, I guess. Oh, one more. Hold on. We got the hat trick.
Fortress Bucks.
MBD coming in with another 5. Thank you, buddy. You've been really killing it tonight. An early script has Alan turning into a merman at the end. Is that a good thing that they didn't do that? Because it really felt like we were setting up, for that. But like, I mean, do we not kind of assume that, I suppose, at the end?
I'd be all for it if it was the Masters of the Universe version of Merman with the hyphen in it.
the gills on the side.
Yeah, that guy.
Holy shit. I totally forgot about the conspiracy theory I read online about this movie. It's not my own thought. It's really good, which is that at the end of the movie, because how Alan can't swim throughout the movie, and it's a reoccurring thing that happens with him. At the end of the movie, Alan jumps into the water and doesn't breathe. He just starts. He's just able to swim with that mermaid, and he's swimming without any issue at all. He's able to swim now. Is Alan dead at the end of Splash?
Very well.
And I was like, that is a great dumb idea. That's a great dumb idea.
I thought you were going to say that it's actually Eugene Levy after plastic surgery.
a little stretch there. I do like that. He's dead though. That's not bad. And because
it's not bad.
This whole like the mermaid world and all that kind of good stuff, and he's going to live out the rest of his life in Merland and stuff like that. Of course, he's dead. That's not bad. I love it.
Maybe he drowned as a child, and this was his vision of the future.
That's kind of like his heaven or something like that. That's not bad.
Like no mermaid saved him when he fell off the boat as a child. That was it. And all of this is his death fantasy.
He ain't real. He dead.
He dead now.
This was the Sixth Sense, and you said it didn't have a twist ending.
Hey, we're twisting and turning all over the place here, and we're going to twist the night away yet again next week when we're covering our next Tom Hanks film, Big. That's right, everybody. Is that Penny Marshall? I'm trying to think in my brain.
Yeah.
Okay, I couldn't remember which one we were looking at here because I was just like, is she in that one? Oh shoot! Hold on, I accidentally opened up something in another tab and it decided to jump on the air. But yeah, so we'll be covering Big next week here. Get your piano shoes out, everybody. Bruce, until next week, when can we find more of your work on the internet?
I say just go to I don't know, does Tom Hanks have a YouTube channel? Just look for Tom Hanks on YouTube because I don't have any real new thing coming up until probably next month.
He got something cooking. Sean?
Oh, you can find me everywhere. I have the best publicist in the world. And just look up and you'll see my face on something.
Are you at a grocery store? Check out the little papers that are there and everything. See Sweet Sean's face right on top of it. Just goes, this man escaped from prison.
Man, I went to Target and The Rock has like a line of like men's health like toiletries now. And I'm like, I cannot think of anything that I would want to buy less than something where The Rock is getting even more money.
Doesn't he have shampoo though? And I'm just
He does. It's like shampoo, and there's like some sort of like shave butter, and like I'm like, get out of here, man. Shut up, The Rock.
I can go for all of it, but you get a bald man selling me shampoo, pound sand, pal. No, thank you. Bald
maybe
man.
It keeps the bush huge. Maybe that's what it's for.
That's what I was going for, or maybe it's what he used the whole time he was wearing that wig in the Mark Kerr story, whatever that Smashing Machine.
Man, I can't believe he didn't get Oscar nominated for that movie. Isn't that shocking? Is that really surprising?
It's politics, man. It's all politics.
Man, it really is. It really is.
Everybody knows that Vin Diesel runs the Academy, so he's who blocked him out.
He should have won something for that because he is so good in that movie, right? He's the best. Right?
Did get nominated for hair and makeup.
You forgot it was The Rock the entire time, but we won't forget about you, everybody. That will do it for this episode of Half-Ass Movie Podcast. Next week, like I said, we are checking out our Tom Hanks rom-coms in order, continuing big from 1988 for Sweet Shones and Go Back from the Internet. For Leslie, I'm Adam Porter, reminding you to get out there and watch some movies, you dirty babies. Oh, sorry.